Hello crafters, here's another quick video of a project that we made probably 2 months ago using the same beautiful, I think it's called Washed with Beauty designer series paper. It's just gorgeous, love it. Okay, so I had a spare kit and thought, well, why not? So here's the card, and with the inner, I'll do a quick colour in for you just to show you how I did it. So I colour in as if we're throwing a shadow on the leaves and also the vein with the darker of the two old olives. Right. And then with the lighter colour, circular movements, we go over that leaf, fill in all the others, and it doesn't hurt if there's a white space. White space is good. Oh, I forgot to do the edge of that one. And because it is whitewashed, it didn't matter that I went over the edge a wee bit. I'm not really a perfectionist when it comes to cards. I just like them to look nice, have lots of layers. Now see, there's still a little bit of, you can see the lines a little bit too defined. So all I do is go back over the same leaves with circular movements, encompassing the lines I did originally. So circular right over the top of them. And that'll soften them off, and it'll actually take time as the ink dries. It'll move it even further. But you can still see light and dark. It's just a little bit more blended, and that's why they're called blender pens, I guess. Right, so that's the inner, and it does go through to the other side, but it doesn't really matter. Bit of Tombow glue, my favourite, and we pop the inner in. Now this inner is 3 1/4 by 5, and you get 5 out of a sheet of A4. My card is 5 3/4 by 8. I always trim a bit off so it's exactly 4, and my layers are just so easy from there on. Right, if this piece of, which is from the same paper pack but just the reverse side, is, I don't know, probably an inch. Yep, inch wide. And that goes on the edge, like so. And then the designer paper, even the back's pretty. And that butts right up to it. Just leave a even amount of card all the way around. Let's come down a fraction. There we go. And then I want to put some lace, which I actually got from a charity shop, down the edge there. So I need some tape for that, or I can just use my Tombow. So I took my tape away and I haven't brought it back again. Just Tombow takes a little bit longer to dry, and I usually use a dry glue when I'm doing lace. Hold it, get it to seal. Oops. Hold it, get it to seal. So I'll trim that off once it's dry, because otherwise I might disturb it again. Okay, now circle I cut out with the stylish shapes was probably their largest one. And that's just going to go here, maybe a little bit over the top, eh? Right, and then these leaves, which are cut out of the Charming Day dies, and this stamp set is also Charming Day with that lovely flower. And one goes there. and one goes upside down on the other side. So there. You can always trim that little stalk if you want to. I just really wanted that leafy edge around the outside. Now the flower, which I've already coloured in, I'm going to use dimensionals. Pop that up a little bit. And you can see that blending technique on that flower with the dark and the light, like I did on the leaf on the inside. That on there. Oops. Now on the sentiment, I'm going to place it on a piece of coordinating card and cut around it. So I'm going to flag the ends, but by doing that, I actually started to glue it first, but I'll take it off, turn it over. No, I won't, because it's brighter. So if you line it up at the end and cut them both together, flag end, when you move it back and centre it, you've got a nice even border all around the outside. Now we'll put a bit of glue on that. This is two-tone cardstock that I'm using on my left hand here. That's why when I flipped it over it was too pale, because it's two colours. Right, so we'll do dimensionals on there. Do 3. Like lots of layers, lots of dimension. For me, makes a great card. And we'll pop that just slightly under that so the flower comes over the sentiment slightly. And then we want some, these are the in colour gems from last year, year before. We want one in the centre of the flower, medium sized one just there, and a small one just there. Done. All I've got to do is trim off that lace. Oh, my scissors aren't that sharp. I've been using them on glue. Okay, and a little bit on there. So there we go, two cards the same, well pretty much. I think it's in a slightly different angle. That one the leaves are there, that one the leaves are there. But hope you like it, and I'll be back with you soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.